there, Chelsea football fans? This is Up Chelsea TV. And finally, we've got the here we go for Jorrel Hato from Ajax to Chelsea. Fabrizio Romano confirmed this alongside David Ornstein as well, confirmed this. And we know once we get confirmation from, these two transfer insiders, the deal is as good as done. So what we are waiting for right now is the medicals to get done and obviously for the club to officially announce it via its various platforms, website, Chelsea TV, on YouTube, and on our platforms as well, maybe X too. So happy about it. Are you happy about this move? If you're happy about this, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So how do I feel about this? This is fantastic news for me. And then so that's done, because of course it always felt like it was something that was going to get done. The player had said he wanted to come to only Chelsea, had already agreed personal terms. But with businesses like this, as Newcastle United would have found out or are finding out, is once you have that green light from the player, once you're ahead of the pack, once you're the one that the player looks at as, that as his favorite destination, you make sure you get the deal done. You don't want other players stepping into the mix and, stealing the player right from under your noses. So happy that it's got done and happy that he becomes a Chelsea player. Like I said in previous videos, what does this mean? One, it means you have a genuine, actual left back who is versatile, can play left centre back, to give Cucurella that backup, and not just backup as well, but competition. Because in a club like Chelsea, you need competition. You don't, no matter how good a player is, the player needs to be able to look over his shoulder and see that there's someone that's there willing to take their spot. And one thing that motivates players more than anything else is that competition for their place, the fight on their hands for their own starting spot. That's quite different from having a player sit on the bench all through and you say you want him to fight for his spot. So that's a different thing altogether. I know some people are saying this is a wrong move for Jorrel Hato. He's not going to get minutes, but he's 19 and he's shown that he can play at the top level. And we've seen this season that, this past season, that Cucurella would always, not always get suspended, but he gets suspended. He will get suspended. He will miss game time, whether injuries or accumulated yellow cards. He will miss game time because that's how he plays. That's the way he plays, and that's why we Chelsea fans will love Cucurella. So Jorrel Hato will play, and sometimes Maresca would have his usual tactical switches and tweaks that could see both of them play together. That could see someone like Cucurella actually push forward and be an overlapping fullback, and then you could see a Jorrel Hato who would have the responsibility of inverting, but also being a left-sided centre back. So maybe that could be a way that he also gets to play as well. But overall, I'm happy with the deal because I know one thing that we've been crying out has been a backup for Cucurella. That always had Malo Gusto and Rich James, and that's fair play. We've got Jorrel Hato and Cucurella tied up for that left back spot. And now maybe Xavi Simons next. Let's see how that develops, because I've heard reports about Xavi Simons, being the next one on the line to join Chelsea, that he has agreed personal terms. But let's see how that continues to develop. And I know in the video I did yesterday, I talked about, Emmanuel Emega almost rather close to agreeing a pre-contract agreement with Chelsea, pre-agreement with Chelsea to join up with the team coming 2026-2027 season. And RB Leipzig see him as the replacement for Benjamin Sesko. So what's happening there? But don't worry, at Up Chelsea TV, we will continue to give you insights and follow up on that story on the channel. So let's go on. The next thing I want to talk about is Marc Guiu. Marc Guiu, apparently a lot of clubs in the Premier League want to take him on loan. I've heard talks about Leeds United, but I've also heard talks about Sunderland. Sunderland looking to take him on loan, and Chelsea are looking for a club that will pay his salary, no buy option. So come the end of the season, that is 2025-2026 season, he could return to Chelsea. And I think that's a fair fair deal. That's a good deal for Chelsea if it does happen that way, because usually in loan deals, clubs like to split the wages. But so the player gets to go to Sunderland. I hope he could get to go to Sunderland. I hope he gets to play. If he does go to Sunderland, I just hope part of this PTSD from the Andre Santos loan to Nottingham Forest, where he went on loan, didn't see game time, and they had to come back and then go off to Strasbourg. So I hope Marc Guiu has game time, but I can't help but feel bad for Marc Guiu because I feel he is a Liam Delap with game time. If you give Marc Guiu game time, he will produce as much as Liam Delap, in my opinion. But that's the risk, from the player's perspective, in joining this Chelsea project. Of course, we're Chelsea fans. We want to see players play for Chelsea. We want to, always root for the club. But from the player's perspective, when you join a club like Chelsea, I'm sure they would have signed him, sold him on the fact that you get into play for Chelsea. This is a new project built around young players, and that means you get game time. But he's come to the club. Don't forget, he made his debut for Barcelona, but he's come to the club, he's come to Chelsea, and hasn't really played that much. He played the Conference League, and probably somewhere in his mind, he would have been thinking, okay, come the start of the 2025-2026 season, I'll probably will have a Jackson ahead of me, and then I'll be the second guy, in that sort of attack. Then you've got your Liam Delap signed. Okay, so okay, I can be the third guy, and then you get your João Pedro signed, and then no one really wants to be a fourth guy in the striking hierarchy. And then even if Nicholas Jackson plays out wide in the left wing, where I think he can actually thrive and even be a world class player, in my opinion, still being the third guy isn't what you want as a player. So for me, I think, and then you hear this news from Emmanuel Omega. I'm sure his representatives would have headed, and probably Chelsea would have reached an agreement with Emmanuel Omega, and he could be coming to Chelsea next year. So what I predict would happen is he will probably go out on loan to Sunderland, and if he plays well, if he smashes it, Arsenal, which I hope and pray he does, he will be heading out on loan again to Strasbourg while Emmanuel Omega joins the team. Those are my personal opinions on the transfer news so far. Let me know what you think on the various transfer news on Jorrel Hato joining Chelsea, on Xavi Simons, close to agreeing personal terms with the club, and the continued negotiation with RB Leipzig, and also what do you think about Marc Guiu, heading to Sunderland? Think it's a good deal, it's a good move. Let me know some opinions in the comment section, and I'll see you on yet another video. Stay well, stay blessed. Bye bye.